I'm really excited, amazed, and frankly deeply touched by your feedback in your emails and on Facebook. Thanks to Matt, Steph, Anders, Brian, Barry, Steve, Andrea, Beverly, John, Sue, Gus, and Ralph for your great questions, and to Martin for your encouragement. In this video, you'll see how to get consistent results for your clients, do what you love, and make enough money to pay your bills by expressing your soul, and show you how to adapt and apply the SPICE model in your business. SPICE stands for Soul, Purpose, Inspire, Create, Engineer. It's a model you can use to transform your business, make more money, and become more fulfilled. Imagine this scenario. What if you could do what you love every day, get inspired, and deliver great value to your clients, so you make enough money to live life to the full and express your soul? You want to grab a pen and paper because this is vital stuff. Sounds too good to be true? Don't take my word that it's possible to build a profitable business on ethical principles. Try out the SPICE model for yourself. Now, if you're busy thinking of reasons why it won't work for you, stop it, because I want to answer some of the questions I've received so far. First question is, how do I make myself stand out in a highly competitive environment, professional environment? Well, the strategy that most people seem to use is to try and be the same as everybody else. And guess what? If you're the same, you'll merge into the background. The best way to stand out is to be different. The best way to be different is to tell your story and to describe what is unique about you, because there will always be something that's unique about you that only you can do. Some of those things that are unique about you will be your strengths, which you want to amplify. Some of them will be your weaknesses, and it's okay to have weaknesses as well. And it's also okay to realize that when you really stand out, you will attract some people, they'll be drawn towards you, and you will also repel some other people who will just not like you. That's when you become like Marmite, and that's okay to do that. So that's how you make yourself stand out, is to be different and express your difference, or express your soul, as I would call it. Okay, so on with the next question. How to find profit without losing myself? The best way to lose yourself is to merge into the background, or to try and be something that you're not. I've seen this quite a lot, that people think in order to market they have to put on airs and graces or be different. That's not true in my experience. There will be people who will resonate with you as you are. And the more you express yourself as you are, the more likely it is you'll find the right clients. And once you find the right clients, it's just a matter of serving them and helping them, and eventually asking them to help you by paying you money, which is the way you make your profit. I try and use a value equation where I deliver 8 to 10 times the value that my clients actually pay me. That means that I'm always striving to get better and better results for my clients, which is great for them, and it's also good for me because I continue learning. So that's how to find profit without losing yourself. The next question is, how will a potential buyer be able to differentiate an ethical business from others that only claim to be ethical? And the way that I see, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough. But the way that I see that is that if you claim to be ethical but you aren't really, people will find out in the long run. And if you promise something that you can't deliver, then that's not going to be a positive spiral. But if you promise something and over-deliver, then you'll be in a positive upward spiral where things will continue to improve, and you'll get referrals from your delighted clients, and your business will grow. So that's the real advantage of being truly ethical and not just claiming to be ethical. Right, so the next question then, how far can you really promise to solve your customers' pain points? Well, a lot of marketing these days is designed or based on lack or on pain, or making out there's something that you have that's missing, that if only you have this wonderful thing, your life will be brilliant. My experience has been that that's not really true, and it's much more useful to promise to solve your customers' problems, but also to promise to help them to achieve their goals. Goal-oriented motivation is much more positive. It lasts for much longer, and it will inspire you, and it'll make you feel good when you wake up in the morning and when you go to sleep. So I would always focus on goals. That doesn't mean that in order to move towards a goal, you won't need to solve some problems. And it's good that you use all the skills that you have to solve the problems that you promise to solve for your customers, to move them towards their goals. So you move them away from their problems and towards their goals. So the next question is, how do I decide upon the best ROI while aiming for as minimal a financial outlay as possible, media/approach to marketing? And in the old school, marketing used to be like a scattergun approach where you would try and build your brand and market to as broad an audience as possible. This is the model of TV advertising in the old days, in the 60s and the 70s and probably even the 80s. But now there's no one dominant media, so to use that scattergun approach is really not going to work, and you're just going to throw money away. It's much better to use a much more targeted, focused approach. Be really clear on the unique characteristics of the bunch of people that you serve. It's sometimes called a niche. And once you've found that niche, you can then market much more targeted and invest your marketing budget in much more precisely, like a laser, so that you identify exactly who you're targeting and you send a message that's crafted and designed specifically to meet the needs of that unique individual that you're aiming for. That's the best way to get a good ROI on your marketing investment. Okay, so the next question is, we offer a 1 or 2 day course to an extremely niche market. How can you help us? Well, this is what I was just describing, marketing to a niche. The best way to market to a niche is to find out where the people in that niche hang out. Maybe online, so it may be on LinkedIn or Facebook or some forum somewhere, or it may also be offline and you may want to go to a meetup group or a group that caters for the specific interest of that group. An example would be the Brighton and Hove Camera Club, which caters specifically for the needs of photographers. So if you're marketing to photographers, that would be a really good place to go and find your niche. So that would be my recommendation for dealing with a niche, is find out where they hang out, either online or offline, and then be helpful. The most important thing is to be helpful first. Don't go in and try and sell them straight away. It's a really bad idea. Just go in and be helpful, do useful things, and then eventually they may well come to you and ask for your help, or you may, once you've delivered enough value, then be able to pitch to them. So next question. In today's equal society, is it ethical to treat male and female customers/employees differently when they clearly are? My answer to this is yes, it's extremely good to treat people equally and also to treat them as individuals. And this is what I'm talking about when we have a more laser-focused approach, where you would market specifically to a niche that would be much narrower than male or female, actually much narrower. So you might be marketing to male fly fishermen who fish in the River Trent. That's what I just made up. Or you might be marketing to female fisherwomen who only fish in the sea. I'll make that a fishing metaphor. I don't know why I chose fishing. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea. You get the point that it is really ethical to treat everyone as an individual and to cater to their specific problems and their specific goals. Next question is how to convert social marketing efforts into leads. And I'm assuming this is not the city in Yorkshire. This is generating leads. That was a little joke by my part there. It's to convert social marketing into leads. And I know a lot of people are using social marketing now. And really, social marketing is a great way to reveal some of yourself online and to engage with your audience and to show them a broader picture of you than just your business self, if that makes sense. Once you've done that, you then need to generally take them to a landing page, which is where you would then capture where you would then collect their information in return for delivering something of value, so that you can then build an ongoing relationship with them and eventually convert them into customers. I would say most importantly is, if you like people and you want to build a relationship with them, make that the most important thing and make the business secondary to building the relationship. Once you build the relationship, the business will naturally follow, when you ask for it, because it will come up more naturally in the conversation than being like a double glazing salesman and trying to pitch something before someone's ready to even talk to you or before someone really knows who you are. So social marketing is really good to reveal more of yourself before and build a long-term relationship. Finally, how can I urgently and creatively motivate myself to rekindle and kickstart my hard-earned skills? And the best way to do this, by far, in my experience, is to go out and help people. Go out with a positive, friendly, approachable, wanting to be helpful attitude, and just go out and help people. And you'll be amazed the people that you meet when you're out trying to help people. If you go to networking events, if you hang out online and just be helpful, then you'll be using your skills, and eventually the opportunity will come up to monetize those skills, to use the American term, but be helpful first. Give before you expect to receive. That would be my motto there. And finally, how do you determine the quality expectations of the clients you wish to resonate with? And I think the answer to that is very, very simple. You find out where they hang out and you ask them. You can ask them face to face, or in a survey, or excuse me, or in a letter. But I personally love surveys. I also love asking people questions, and I'm always curious, so I always ask loads and loads of questions. So now I want to share another practical skill with you. In this video, we'll show you how to use the SPICE model to outline your first ethical marketing campaign to re-engage your existing clients. And it's really important to keep talking and re-engage and reach out to your existing clients. So this is how I do it for my clients. The first thing I want you to do is grab a couple of pens and an A3 sketch pad, and then write out 200 headlines for your marketing campaign, aiming to tune into the conversation in your client's head. You'll find that if you just write out 200 headlines, I know it sounds like a lot, but having written out 200, what I found is I really get to the heart of the matter. I really find out what is really important and what's the best way to get across to a potential client the issue that's going on inside the head. Next thing is to write out 15 ways to open the conversation, to get attention, to engage and establish rapport. And then the fourth part is to write out 15 calls to action, which is the action that you want to get after you've had the conversation. The next step is use the structure set up, develop your story and learning lesson or punchline to develop the campaign. So your message will be a series of stories, set up, develop your story and learning lesson, which you can use to structure the information that you want to convey. Next step is to develop your list of benefits to your clients. That's really what will it do for them. Choose an image to support your campaign. Find good testimonials to demonstrate the benefits you're promising, and then put the whole message together into a letter, email, or video, or possibly webinar or audio as well. So this is the exercise that I want you to do. Go through those steps and then post your results on Facebook. So now you may be wondering, how do I utilize this information in my business? Well, in video 4, I'm going to offer you 3 different ways to work with me to utilize this information to make more money and become more fulfilled. Until then, here's what I want you to do. Post your results from the Outline Your First Ethical Marketing Campaign exercise below, and I promise I'll read every one and respond to you with advice, tips and guidance. So, see you on video 4. Cheers, bye!